Okay. I don't know why these stairs make me so out of breath every time.
I hear you. I don't know if
It's
you're
just this, it's this place.
so want to break the ice.
You got the oxygen? Okay, so this side of the hall, that would have been Colonel Vaile's office. This would have been a spare bedroom. We have not investigated these. Corn-fed boys, you up here?
I think they're outside.
Oh, they went out. Oh, that's who went out the door. They were up here, and I think they got some activity out of the office. We've just had so much happen on this side and out in this hall. We just haven't really made it. And we've investigated here 100 times now. We still haven't made it to this side. So this room right here would have been Colonel and Sophia Vaile's room. So when I send you guys to go look around, make sure you look above the bed and look at that painting. After they passed away, so Sophia died, Colonel Vaile died in the house actually also. He had a stroke while being outside working on the garden. They brought him in and he passed away in bed in this room as well. Once they died, they had no heirs, and so the house went up for auction. It was purchased by so I'm going to start flubbing things. It was purchased by a doctor and turned into a sanitarium, which basically this doctor would bring mental health patients in and would allow doctors from all over the country to come in and do experimental treatments on them. And so we don't know exactly what all happened. We do know lobotomies took place in here. We have documented evidence of that. And they took place in this back room, right back here. The floor used to be on top of the wood was all concrete because it was easier, A, to clean up fluids, and B, to wheel people in and out. So that happened here. These were all turned into basically rooms where they housed the patients. Now, what we used to think was it was a sanitarium just for a couple of years, and then it was an old folks home for like 100 years, something like that. Just this last fall, though, that night we had the KD event, I think. A couple board members were here and found boxes of old patient files in the basement, going from early 1900s through like 1960s. And as we were kind of thumbing through these, we found out they had mental health patients here throughout that whole time. So they did take older folks, kind of a retirement home, but they also continued to have the mental health patients and really weird things. Sexual dysfunctions, religious obsessions, things like that. They would take all kinds of folks in. What was super interesting was all of the mental health patients that came in died within about 2 months of being brought here. So this is purely speculation. This is not historical fact, speculation. But they were doing weird experiments, and the mental health people were dying quick. I mean, you can kind of put those things together and assume that there may have been a cause-effect relationship there, right? A couple of fun stories. I'm going to let Lily, you want to tell a story first about the smoking room?
Sure.
And then I'll get into the ghost stuff.
Okay, so when we let you guys go, there is a smoking room at the very back. Feel free to look at all of that, and I actually have this story right here to tell you guys. So Colonel Vaile hired an artist to burn faces into the wood and stuff of the smoking room. It was a popular art form in Europe at the time, and as he said when we were downstairs, Sophia and Harvey loved Europe, loved all that stuff, so they had the European art forms and all of that up here. And Colonel Vaile was also a bit of a jokester. He loved pranking his friends and stuff by showing them the faces and animal stuff that were in the wood, the walls and the door frames and all that of the smoking room. And after he passed and it was turned into a sanitarium, the mental health patients actually scratched messages into the walls and door frames of the smoking room. Now, I'm not sure where they are, and they are definitely hard to read and faded by now. But when we let you guys go, maybe see if you can find any and all of that. That's it.
Yep, perfect, good
The
job.
whole thing.
So there's just to emphasize, there's people faces, and there's also on one of the window panes, there's animal faces they put in there. And then on another window pane, like she said, patients. There's 2 of them I found so far, scratch messages. They're impossible, or you can't tell. They've even tried doing like a rubbing on it to try to figure out what the words are, and you can't decipher them. So as far as ghosts go, don't know on this side. On this side is Sophia's domain. She is absolutely in there. She's probably in there listening to us now, getting mad at me for messing stuff up. Sophia loves to interact. So I would be surprised if we didn't get her talking tonight. The best way to get her talking is to compliment and thank her. So thank you for letting me come visit your house. Your home's beautiful. The chandelier. Give some specifics of what you like about the house. She loves it. She appreciates having visitors. She seems to be very welcome and open and loves to communicate. She loves to play with equipment, especially this little music box thing, so we'll bring some of that up. She tends to play with them more when they're in the other room versus in the room with you, so we'll probably have the group in Sophia's room, put stuff in this room, and she'll play with it. The music box she loves to play with and answer questions. My second favorite story about this place. One of my favorite things to do when I investigate is to sit in the smoking room. You guys kind of see that bench there? I will come up here and I'll sit in that bench by myself while everybody's off doing something else and just watch the staircase. And 100% every time I will see a person walk down these stairs, stop on the landing, kind of look at you, check you out a second, and then turn around and walk back up. Without fail, it's happened every single time. Well, one of the events we did last fall, we had a guy standing about where you're at, or sitting about where you're at, and just snapping pictures, and he caught a picture of this guy. So let me grab this for you.
Oh, excuse me.
So I'll pass these around before I do. So there's the original, there's circled, and then there's one blown up. I do want to tell you, if we have skeptics here, I try to be skeptical about everything. That night we took 100 pictures. Nothing came close. For that Amazon thing I told you we're doing, we shot an episode here a few weeks ago, and we did everything imaginable trying to recreate this, and nothing even came close. I mean, not shadows, I thought maybe that little banister thing cast a weird shadow. It's nothing. This is, I don't say this often, I feel 100% sure this was the real thing. So I'll pass these around, let you guys kind of check them out. Up here we'll also get lots of audible voices. Lil, you want to talk about the one you heard?
No.
Okay. So we were investigating in this room right here, and everybody just heard a woman talking out here. We'll hear what females talking. We'll hear Colonel Vaile will be out in this hall. He never goes in the bedrooms, but he'll be out in this hall. We'll catch Colonel Vaile talking. Footsteps, shadow figures. We did have a group here a few weeks ago in that room where Allie's standing. Kept seeing what we call a shadow figure, kind of like what the picture is, walking back and forth, peeking around the corner. What else am I missing?